What is up, you guys? It's Twinless Twin, take two. My computer crashed during the first recording of this, so we're going again. But we're trying a new Delirium deck, and this is very similar to a traditional Murktide shell you might see, but we've got some enchantment creatures in this list. So we've got Detective's Phoenix, a card that I was initially pretty excited about in MH3. It ended up not really quite getting there, but I do think that there's something new that could help out a deck like this quite a bit, which is Violent Urge. Violent Urge, kind of like a more powerful Teamer Battle Rage in this deck. Right away, you know, +1/+0. Teamer Battle Rage doesn't give any power toughness boost, and Double Strike. Our creatures have flying, so they're pretty much unblockable anyways. So I think lots of potential here. And then Fear of Missing Out. I've only got one copy. I'm a little skeptical if we can really play it, but if it is strong, it's going to be very, very strong. So I think let's just go ahead and get into this league and kind of see how it goes. I am skeptical about Fear of Missing Out just because the card is, a sorcery speed 2-drop without any natural evasion, but I guess the idea is Detective's Phoenix can pair kind of well with it as long as you're able to keep Delirium. Really, I think plan A is Turbo Murktide and get him dead. So, don't think that Static Prison's gonna save you. Kill him on the same turn. Alright, this hand seems pretty good. We've got that turn 2 Spell Snare, or turn 1 Spell Snare, Thought Scour. Follow things up with a DRC. Springleaf Drum. I mean, in the case of Springleaf Drum, do we ever... I think just holding up the Snare is really good here, because if we do Snare a 2-drop, they basically did nothing their first 2 turns. Then we could have DRC plus Scour as a follow-up. Yeah, let's Spell Snare that Rumble. I mean, the Rumble was going to give them, a 1/1 plus the mana from Springleaf Drum, so snaring there should significantly slow them down. Another Saga here. And a Bauble. And then they make a guy, which means they're going to use the mana right now, it seems like. And they cast Tameo. Okay. I guess I did have potentially... Well, no, it doesn't matter, right? Because I could have cantripped into Fawn at some point. I don't think I would have fawned a Mishra's Bauble, but good to keep in mind. I do think realistically I'm probably just going to be slamming Murktide Region here. Actually, probably should have just cast Thought Scour. Trying to get maximum cards in the bin. Ooh. I think the Murktide Region is still the best play. So 1, 2, 3. We already have enough cards in our yard. So the question is, do we... I guess leaving behind the Lorien revealed is kind of nice. Then we can, like, turbo dig towards a Detective's Phoenix next turn. I don't know if we even care about Detective's Phoenix. Or, like, towards the Delirium. Towards the Double Strike. Yeah, I'm not in love with this Lightning Bolt. Do we still not have Delirium somehow? Okay, I guess we do not. I don't really expect they'll block anyways. The 1 damage versus the risk of us doing something crazy that gives us Delirium seems not worth it from their perspective, I think. So get down that 8/8 Murktide. They could very well actually have a Aether Spell Bomb, so maybe that was something we should have considered. don't really know what list we're up against. Seems like some type of blue-green Urza Saga deck, Teamer, potentially. Maybe Underworld Breach is probably my best guess. I think we're pretty far from getting Underworld Breached, but... Yep, okay, it is Underworld Breach. May bobble us. We draw another Murktide Regent. I like playing this iteration here, looking both for, okay, there's Delirium. The other card I'm looking for is the Double Strike, Battle Rage. I guess I'm pretty okay just fetching to take one. Attack in here. I guess it just feels like playing another Murktide isn't going to be very productive for us because there's a good chance we're either dead. Yeah. I think the best move here will probably be Thought Scouring. Target the opponent. The reason being we need to actually like be able to surveil a potential hit to the top. But let's pass and see what they do. I kind of assume we're gonna be they're gonna be casting Underworld Breach here. Is fine. On the other hand, if they don't cast Underworld Breach, we're probably also okay with that. Okay. Station is okay. So 14 damage coming in here. Actually, it's a lot, but we should have lethal on the crackback, the second Murktide growing, the first Murktide. We just need +4 here. We already have that wrapped up. We just need to keep Delirium also. So now at this point, targeting ourselves is best because we just want to fill our yard with as many cards and types as possible. Island cycle this. And yeah, I'm pretty confident that instant speed, they shouldn't have anything. Okay, so leaving a sorcery, a land instant artifact. Alright. We pick up game number 1. Get to bring in some graveyard hate, which is nice. And that as well. I think the FOMO seems not great here. Probably shave. Well, I mean, we did see Tamiyo, so the bolts are actually probably pretty reasonable. The consigns are for the One Ring primarily, having some answers to that, which seems valuable. Maybe the urges are less important here, or one urge can cut. One Phoenix, like just try to interact a little bit more post board. instead of just trying to turbo them. Especially because they should have less interaction, so there's less need to like race through the static prisons and stuff. Actually, Blood Moon seems pretty reasonable here, to be honest. Oops. Okay. Maybe game 3, if that happens, we'll board in the Blood Moon on the play. I like this hand. It is a little bit awkward early on. Like, we can play turn 1 DRC, and then we don't have a great follow-up play always, but... yeah, Tamiya's gonna be pretty good. With an Amber, wow. Alright. So we'll get in for poke in for 1 here. Very strongly considering Consign to Memory on the Urza Saga trigger, just to stop them from making constructs. But then the fear is they cast the One Ring, so that might be ill-advised. Yeah, I think that we'll let this resolve. They have too many other good plays that I don't really know if the Consign would be that impactful. Whereas if they do have a One Ring in hand, Consign would be great here. Alright, so we grab that. Now we have Delirium wrapped up. Well, they are going to get to make 2 constructs. Nope. This Murktide seems kind of wimpy right now. I think I'm gonna hold off on playing it. I think I'll actually bolt the Saga construct instead of the Tamiyo. The Tamiyo, I think, is pretty beatable with how slow the tokens are. Ooh. Do I want to bin this and let them know about it, or should I just try to like one-shot them next turn? 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, so I can play a 6/6, make it a 7, 8, 9, 10, close. I could maybe like Thought Scour. Yeah, maybe a Thought Scour here would could maybe get us there. We'd have to hit a land, but then we'd probably get there. That's assuming they attack with the Tamiyo too, to be fair. Or doesn't really seem likely we can keep Delirium. We'd have to hit like a bauble or something here to do that. Well, we hit the land, so now we can Thought Scour. Do we think that there's anything they actually can have here for this much mana? I don't really think so. Do we need to keep this? Can we play this Detective Phoenix from the graveyard? We would get rid of, I guess, just Murktide. And then we would have land, creature, sorcery, artifact, yeah? Oh, if they kill our... 8, 9, 10... Because if they have to fetch, I think it's still better to do it from hand then. The reason what I'm calculating is, oh yeah, it does trigger DRC when you bestow. Keep that in mind. Like when you bestow, it's an enchantment. What I'm calculating is like this fetch could be valuable to them, so I want to put them, if they had like a bolt here, I want to make sure I'm putting them to 1. And I don't know what else they could have. Brazen Borrower? Crack a clue, and they die. Alright. So we pick up this first match. That looked pretty good. Let's get into another match. Yeah, so I'm curious, let me know what you think of this deck down below in the comments. Kind of the really fast, more turbo nature of it. To me, it's appealing. Alright, GL to our opponent. Alright, I don't think we need a second expressive iteration, and I am pretty happy to have that in the graveyard just as a sorcery to get Delirium pretty quick here. Because then once I bobble and fetch Thought Scour, that's Delirium. opponent also has Bauble, so what could they be up to? Are we playing another Grinding Breach deck? Are we playing a Murktide Mirror? Lots of possibilities. I'm kind of liking all of them. I guess I hope it's not another Grinding Breach matchup. Just nice to get some variety in testing, but can't complain too much. Baubles all around. Do we want to bauble our opponent? No, I think we'll save it and use it on ourselves. Just to check, you know, do we want this card or do we want to fetch it away? I mean, I'm not, like, horribly upset with it, but I think I was actually probably going to fetch any card away, to be honest, just because I really want to get Delirium here. So maybe my play was kind of silly for that reason. Maybe I could have just baubled the opponent to get the extra info on, like, what card they were keeping on top. Stomping Ground, huh? Unholy Heat. So technically, if we Unholy Heat our own DRC here... Oh no, because then it would have 2 damage plus 2 damage. Let's not do that. DRC down, unfortunately. And then we know we're about to mill ourselves too, so no reason to top a card because it's just going to get milled anyways. Alright, and I'm not upset about this Lorien revealed. I mean, we'll cycle it, get a land, and then we can cast Expressive Iteration next turn, so that's pretty good. Bauble gets us, well, Bauble gets us a land. Alright. Probably less excited about the 4th land than I am about the 3rd. Okay, they do have Urza Saga. Malevolent Rumble is going to grab a copy of the One Ring, probably. And if they're getting the One Ring here, I'm definitely going to have to kill this Eldrazi spawn. I guess I should have waited to do that until, like, their end step in case they had, like, something to cast there. But yeah, we had to kill that. Alright, yeah. Now I'm, like, getting to the point where I'm probably going to try to cast this. Okay, nice. Try to cast this Lorien revealed at some point for the full 5 mana. Getting down another DRC, we have the Violent Urge. In this case, Violent Urge is like 5 mana, deal 5, basically. Or 1 mana, deal 5. I mean, it's not bad. We could even set an upkeep stop if we really wanted to. Though, realistically, I don't think that's very good. And the problem is just if they have another removal spell, right? So far we haven't even seen blue cards, so this could easily be like just red-green breach. Maybe they decided they don't need blue anymore. You can see Misty Rainforest, I guess, but... Alright, let's just draw. thrilled about Unholy Heat. Honestly, I feel like we do want a Violent Urge here. If they have the removal spell, C'est La Vie, but if they jam the One Ring next turn, we're in trouble because we're not going to be able to Violent Urge then, and then they're drawing a bunch of cards, so they're more likely to find the removal. So let's at least make it a bit costly for them here in terms of life before they slam their One Ring. And then, yeah, we have an Unholy Heat for this construct, so that's good. We actually should probably Unholy Heat the construct before they search, because they could be getting Springleaf Drum here. Yep, let's Unholy Heat this construct. Versus the One Ring. This might be okay. We still think they're on Breach, I think. I think for now, let's top it. You can kind of see how this turn plays out. But there's a chance that pretty good decent chance that I'm happy with that. Haywire Might. Okay. Alright, it looks like they were in fact playing how do I feel about this snare? I think it's still okay. Oh, they have a removal spell. Shoot. Okay. Let's kill the Tamiyo in response. Get our Surveil trigger. Okay. Well, obviously we don't want that Violent Urge right now. Alright, we really need to hope they don't draw a land here. They draw a Surveil land. There's no cost to playing the Surveil lands in your deck. There is a cost. Thundering Falls. Murktide has to be good enough to keep on top here, to be honest. It's too bad we never saw a Phoenix, and then we'd just be winning here, but still pretty good card to draw there. Hard for them to kill. I mean, they'll play the One Ring here, so they get their turn of Fog, but if they draw a card with the One Ring, the Murktide is immediately going to be lethal. Or threatening lethal. Ooh, but this Rumble we can Spell Snare. Now they can't play the One Ring anymore. I think they were thinking, well, if I can't... Oh, do they have a counter back? Okay, So they counter the snare, resolve the rumble, but they're not going to be able to One Ring me here. Ooh, they do find Underworld Breach, which is maybe even more scary. I still don't see a grinding station, but now if we find the Detective's Phoenix, we're probably winning. They took Beseiju. That's very interesting. Not sure what to make of that. Alright, this isn't the most scary. We'll draw 3. I wish I could have played that Consigned to Memory here. We'll bobble them. We do have Fawn in our deck. Spell Pierce on top. Okay. We could literally be dead here, to be fair. Fawn. No. I mean, the One Ring buys them a turn, but not much more than that. I guess actually they can... I don't know. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. Pass. Now we got Spell Snare and Consign for their potential combo turn. One of their cards is Pierce. They can't really use this One Ring. Well, they can use it. I guess they can use it twice and then Haywire Might it to stay at 1. That might be worth it from their side. Alright, so they are committed to Haywire Mighting. They should Haywire. They should draw again if they're gonna do this. Yeah. So they go up to 3, and then back down to 1. Oh my god! I had Consigned to Memory for the Haywire Might ability. I just missed lethal. That was lethal. The Consigned to Memory was actually lethal. Pew. Oops. Oops. Yeah, Consigned to Memory stops the life gain from Haywire Might. I never really thought of that as a premier target, necessarily, but it's okay. We'll consign this One Ring and we'll be okay. It'll actually suck if like they have Veil of Summer though, because Veil of Summer wouldn't have done anything for the Haywire Might trigger, but for this One Ring it does. Okay, and we win. They're probably like, what was my opponent doing? Do we like Ragavan? I think we like Blood Moon, even though I didn't board it. Okay, let's just do something similar here. Spell Snare does seem pretty good overall, I think. Maybe shave Lorien Revealed, because we shaved the Phoenix. I think I like Blood Moon, just to shut off their sagas, but also potentially cut off at least a color. This is the type of hand I like to see. We're going for the turn 4 all-in kill. Don't be Tamiyo, don't be Tamiyo. Oh, Tamiyo's so good. I'm not afraid of Tamiyo drawing cards, I'm more afraid of Tamiyo chump blocking my all-in Murktide kill. Looking for lands here, so gonna have to fetch. Let's just go ahead and shock. Alright, we find the land. That's nice. Alright, let's see some instants and sorceries. Come on, here we go. Oh, you're kidding me. No instants and sorceries? What are we doing here, guys? What are we even doing here? So they get to crack the clue, the surveil, and then crack the clue. I guess if they surveil top, we could thought scour them. I don't really think that's worth it, but okay, they've surveilled graveyard. I'm glad, because I didn't really want to have to think about the implications. I was like pretty sure that it's bad because we really need to get some cards into our yard here, to be honest. Some big boys. Maybe a Murktide region would be nice to mill. They might just go for flip Tamiyo here. I guess we could respond with a consider in that case. We just don't have a ton of answers to the Tamiyo, to be honest. I'm gonna respond to this with a scour myself. This could be a good target to fawn, potentially. I don't really think it would be, but maybe. I think I'm gonna let it resolve. I'd actually probably almost certainly rather fawn the actual card they play. Yeah, and this just completely missed. And I guess all these misses on top of their deck was nice in its own right. We've got lots of lands, that's for sure. One, two. We can't even Detectives Phoenix if we wanted to here. We don't have enough to bestow. Run out my hearse. This at least will stop them from like underworld breaching us to some extent, so that's nice. Get rid of Mox Amber and the Rumble. Can we get them here? I mean, I think we can go for a one shot. I'm not sure it's actually correct to do so, but kind of what's cool to do. So I think we should do it. What we're going to do is play this Murktide region here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to violently urge it. Oh, should I have exiled one? Yeah, I should have exiled one instant or sorcery. I guess the hearse actually can let me do that if they have like a lightning bolt. And then we're going to cast with Bestow, exiling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, the land actually doesn't do anything. Trigger a million times. Oh, I should have left one instant or sorcery in the yard for the hearse. I hope that doesn't punish me. Please no lightning bolt. Please no lightning bolt. Please no lightning bolts. Draw a card. Please no lightning bolt. Please no lightning bolt. Please no lightning bolt. Please no lightning bolt. Oh, I'll be really sad if you play lightning bolt. Oh, please just draw a card. Please no lightning bolts. I should have left a card in the yard. I'm sorry. I think they don't have it. I think that they missed the old turn 4. Because it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Easily a turn 4. Wait. Oh yeah, we got him. We got him. Gotta get the screenshot. That one's going straight to Twitter. Alright, we're straight back into another match here. Alright, well we can't keep no lands. I don't love this hand, but on 6 I'm pretty inclined to keep. So let's keep. I'm inclined to keep, so we're going to keep. I think we're going to put back the lightning bolt here. I mean, they didn't reveal Giganta, so less likely to be a creature deck that we want the double removal spell versus, and the Consign is pretty live versus a lot of decks. Now, unfortunately, I mean, Polluted Delta, probably Bolt was slightly better, but that's okay. We can also discard the Consign to fear of missing out. Okay, I do want this Expressive Iteration, I'm pretty sure. Yep, we're playing against Blue-Black Frog. Okay, I think that this matchup is going to be pretty contingent on, like, okay, do we have the frog or not? If they have the frog, you're in some trouble. If they don't have the frog, I think that we're probably favored overall, but I guess we'll see. Oh, it's Mill. I was completely wrong. Yeah, I was completely wrong. Wow. Well, the good news is against Mill is we will definitely have Delirium. And they're going to give us, they're going to hook us up with the Detective's Phoenix right off the bat. That is very kind of our opponent, indeed. Very, very kind. Let's just go ahead and take care of this crab right now. And then have no fear of missing out. Another crab. They're really milling us. We better be careful. We might Murktide Regent. They got a Fatal Push here. Seems like they have Fatal Push. Or Surgical. Oh, they mill the Murktide? Uh-oh. Oh, it's Fatal Push. Okay. That's pretty acceptable as long as they don't also have the Surgical as their last card. Oh, they have the Surgical as their... Okay, I got really nervous, guys. I was like, holy shit, they have the Surgical. I'm doomed. This will just be a quick 12 damage. I should have exiled more cards. John in the Lock. Absolutely, I should have just exiled probably my whole graveyard, actually. So that they could less easily drown in the Lock my Murktide Regent. That's a pretty key interaction to know against Mill. Is the drown in the Lock. So, well, got lucky there that we avoided any problems. I think these Ragavans might be reasonable. I don't think that Spell Snare is particularly reasonable. And then maybe like one Consign just out of fear of like Ensnaring Bridge as a common card they might show up with. But overall, I think we're gonna try to just like go fast with actually could see cutting like cutting a Scour for another Consign. I am pretty scared of Ensnaring Bridge. That card seems impossible for us to beat if it resolves, so need to be careful about it. Yeah, Snare just doesn't really hit anything. They have like Drown in the Locks, but they might have some counter spells, actually, depending on their list. Maybe I'm underrating Snare, but my experience has been it doesn't do great. Well, this hand has everything we really are looking for. Potential turn 4 kill, so that's great. Normally against Mill, I like to get my fetches out of the way as soon as possible because, like, for example, they could be surveilling with Archive Trap right now and then decide they want to keep it or not. Alright, let's just run out this DRC. Potentially we could even do something absurd here with like double Detectives, Phoenix, Violent Urge. If they just mill us a ton. I guess, yeah, let's mill it. I don't know. I don't want to go too crazy. My fear being we mill ourselves out versus the mill deck, but this should be fine. How does Violent Urge look here? Well, I guess respecting potential Fatal Push also. But if we put them to 12... next turn we could probably pretty easily like Murktide Phoenix them for an additional. Yeah, I think that the Urge here sets us up for a potential, like if we're just gold fishing, it sets us up for a kill really quickly. If they do have the Fatal Push here, it's too bad. They do. Okay. Let's put that on top. Because I assume they're just going to mill it anyways. I was kind of thinking like, okay, if they just mill a Surveil land or something, fetch a Surveil land, mill us, and then Sword Red Lantern. Is our graveyard going bye-bye? It could be. If they do, it's going to be hardcast Detectives Phoenix for the win. Soaring in for 2 damage. Yep, there goes our yard. Kind of awkward. I mean, if they play another land, then it doesn't even do anything, really. How do you like me now? 2. Take 2. That's gonna be 4 next turn. We're coming in hot. We're coming in hot. Cycle the Sanity. Milling. You know, Murktide lets us bestow. So that's nice. Oh. Consider. Bin. If they have like Surgical here, they were just like waiting to Surgical Murktide, I'd be really sad, but I don't think they do. This time I'll learn from last time and just exile the rest of my cards, knowing that I really want to not lose to a Drown in the Loch. Hit them for 10. It's too bad if we didn't have to cantrip for that removal spell, we could have killed them here with a Violent Urge pretty easily. down to 7. And they archive trap us. Okay. Uh-oh. I think we're gonna die. They really were waiting on that fetch land. Ruh-roh. No crab. Please no land. They don't have a land, I believe. Oh, they had a land. We die, right? I don't think there's anything we can do here. Well, that double archive trap, maybe it was supposed to be predictable. Just based on the fact that they did nothing there for a little bit. They weren't doing much, I should say. Alright, we get to be on the play here, and look at that, our old friend, the Nimble Pilferer, ready to trigger twice with this Violent Urge. Okay, never mind, they have a Fatal Push. Lame. Boo. Alright. I think we should just Thought Scour them, maybe. Considering we're going to be getting milled a lot. Or maybe it's just worth waiting for now. See what they do on their turn. Well, maybe now we can bait them into using the Soul Guide Lantern and not getting a card if we like scour ourselves, so that seems pretty tempting. Or maybe we want to hold the scour to rebuild after. It might not be bait. Yeah, let's try to make it look juicy to use that Soul Guide Lantern for pretty much no value. Or if they don't use it, we'll just Fear of Missing Out Detectives Phoenix them. Oh, okay. Well, they mill us for a lot of cards. And then they probably Soul Guide Lantern us. Oh, they have Surgical here? Oh no. There goes our Murktide Regents. And there goes our Detectives Phoenixes. Yikes. Yeah. Yikes. Ooh. It's not bad though. The Nimble Pilferer. mean, if they mill us, here, we're gonna get to come in with the fear of missing out with Delirium, potentially double strike Ragavan. I don't know how much damage that is, but I think it's a lot. I mean, the risk is, I guess, they have another removal spell. They are milling us. Ooh, there's a Phoenix. Can't really bring it back, though. Maybe put them to the test here to see if they actually want to mill us or not. Maybe even play the DRC is good. Let's think this through. Phoenix, double strike, and can attack twice. I mean, that'd be lethal right there if they mill us too much. Yeah, I'm bending that Fawn. And they maybe wisely don't do that. Oh, I couldn't do that. I didn't have an untapped land. I guess I should target the DRC. No need for another land. Come in for 5. I guess yeah, I should have just probably played the monkey at that point. And Snaring Bridge could be a problem here. They put a card into the graveyard. Okay. I guess we're also pretty afraid of Tasha's Hideous Laughter. We might get our whole deck. Do we have any Lorien revealeds in? 1. I think we have 2 Lorien revealeds still in our deck, so we should be safe from losing our whole deck to Tasha's, but certainly wouldn't feel great. Dash a monkey. Field of Ruinous. Okay, I'll float. I don't really need the land, so I'm gonna fail to find. I think there's like no upside to taking it, pretty much. So this still doesn't do anything. But if they like do cast a spell here, drown in the walk. We'd have to like spike a Detective's Phoenix off the top, of which we don't have any left. Okay. So I don't think we have any way to get Delirium here then. So I don't see a huge advantage to casting the Outburst. I guess then we have a bunch of lethal threats. Like, yeah, we don't have any way to get Delirium, but putting them down one more point actually does seem pretty relevant, because now they die to 4 different creatures, or 3 different creatures, I should say. Okay. I think the Phoenix in play is better than the Monkey. Or yeah, like, I don't think I want to draw and walk my own Phoenix, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Alright, and we pick up this match. Alright guys, 3-0. This deck looks great. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video there, and we'll probably resume it for the 5-0 matches later, but gotta keep you wanting. I need to eat dinner, and this video's gotten to be over an hour, so most of you don't watch this long anyways, but if you do, you can comment, be like, dude, why'd you cut off the video? And if enough of you comment that, I won't do this in the future. Alright, see ya.